Today is December, I think it's the 28th, and it's 9:48 in the morning. And as you see, this thing is here again, trying to listen in on my conversations and scan stuff on my property, mainly my trailer. It usually spends most of its time over and hovering near and around my trailer. I was trying to get a image of the fact that this thing turns off, and then it'll just be a dark circle, and then it turns on and it turns blue. I had mentioned in a video that I did yesterday, just a shorty, that my cameras are picking up objects that have been placed on my property. So I'm wondering if this is being remotely operated via something that's physically here that's been planted or stuck on my property. Also, there's something at night that's showing up on top of my trailer on the cameras. It's giving off a light source. There's nothing on top of my trailer that should be giving off any kind of a light source. Also, I'm going to do some research in radiation sickness and on radiation, how the body responds to it, because recently I've been getting sores for no reason on my body that are hard to heal, and they're not from any form of injury, and they hurt. I have about 6 of them right now, and I'm wondering if I'm developing radiation poisoning, because being constantly exposed to radiation, even on low levels, radiation is cumulative. And it might explain this weirdness that's going on, because I have no explanation for it. And so I'm going to look into it a little bit further, and even have a doctor maybe do some medical tests and see if this has something to do with radiation exposure. But I'm going to keep it short. It's the same stuff. I'm being followed everywhere I go, and they're scanning constantly everything on my property, primarily my trailer. And they're physically coming onto my property, going through my things, tearing up stuff, damaging things, injuring my animals, setting fires, and every other nasty thing they could do. They're my personal accounts, they're my business accounts. They're trying to completely ruin our businesses and personal stuff. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they're trying to set me up for something. But I have a perfect record. I've never even had so much as a parking ticket. So if there was anything they could find or do or try to use against me or manipulate to make people think that I've done something wrong when I haven't, for one, my physical health, the doctors would just tell them, look, there's no way. She's just not up to it. Any foolishness. And two, a person who's had a perfect record their entire life, who's never done anything other than take care of the people around her. And every job, every piece of artwork that I sell and have sold in the past have always benefited charitable organizations and other people. So I've been a humanitarian, and every endeavor, no matter how big or how small it's been in my life, has always been humanitarian. So for me to just all of a sudden turn into a completely different creature and being this late in my life just isn't plausible. Nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to go for it. And I would say it's largely my saving grace, because if there was any way that they could do something to try to make me look really bad, or accuse me of something that I didn't do, or set me up for something, had I had anything that they could have used against me, or anything that would give anybody any impression that I would do anything wrong or bad or evil or ugly, I'm sure they would have already tried. But there's nothing there. So I'm not going to concern myself with that. But I am going to have a doctor take a look and do some testing because I never even thought about it. The thought had never occurred to me until just this morning that perhaps what I'm being exposed to is what's causing this effect. So I guess we're going to find out.